Hello there, welcome to Conflict News 2042. Several updates for you from the Middle East, where since last Saturday we have been seeing clashes between Israeli military and Palestinian fighters. Three main news stories for you. Firstly, Rafah border crossing, Egypt border crossing. An agreement was reached between Egypt and US. Israel was on board too regarding opening of this border crossing. So what is happening? Who is leaving Gaza towards Egypt? Secondly, northern border of Israel, Lebanon border. Hezbollah has published a video today showing its yesterday's strike on IDF soldiers. Clearly a vehicle of Israeli military can be seen precisely hit by Hisbah Fighters through a guided missile fired from the territory of Lebanon. Israel has confirmed a death of a senior middle rank officer on Lebanon-Israel border, and some other decisions have been made about Israeli cities on the border with Lebanon. Thirdly, Mehmood Abbas, head of Palestinian Authority, is he condemning Hamas's attacks? Is he distancing himself from what Hamas doing, from what Islamic Jihad doing? Firstly, viewers, after several rounds of discussions among Israel, Egypt and the US, an agreement was reached last night about opening of Rafah border crossing. It was agreed that from 9 a.m. local time till 2 p.m. local time, the border crossing will be opened. Israel agreed to entry of humanitarian aid from Egypt into Gaza during this 5-hour period. The discussions were held, agreement was reached to evacuate foreign nationals, US nationals who are trapped in Gaza. Gaza is being bombarded. Gaza shares border with only two countries, Israel to the east and north and Egypt to the south. Rafah border crossing on Egypt-Gaza border was closed when the war broke out more than a week ago. Now, what we have learned is that hundreds of UN workers, foreign nationals, US nationals, they are heading towards Rafah. They are crossing Rafah border into Egypt. And several convoys of humanitarian aid has been seen heading towards Rafah. Obviously, they'll cross into Gaza, where there is a dire shortage of humanitarian aid. Hospitals were hit too in strikes by Israeli military. According to WHO, several hospitals are not operational now. Those which are operational are overcrowded, lack of supplies there. So this opening of border for 5 hours is going to help Gaza people a lot. Fuel is also going to be transported into Gaza. Fuel is needed, obviously, because we know that generators stopped working in Gaza. Generators at hospitals need fuel as well. Some fuel supply is also on its way through Rafah towards Gaza. So this is the overview. Are Palestinians leaving, people of Gaza leaving through Rafah towards Egypt? That we'll see in coming hours. But if you remember, Ismail Haniya said that Palestinians, people of Gaza, won't leave their homeland to go to Egypt. Egypt has also been opposing the idea of entry of people of Gaza into its territory. And Palestinian groups say that Israel wants to push people of Gaza into Sinai area of Egypt. Let's see, we'll update in coming videos. So far, 5-hour ceasefire. Israel is not conducting strikes on Gaza, on southern Gaza. from where people are moving, or northern Gaza as well, because obviously people are on the move. UN foreign national, UN officials, they're on the move towards Rafah, and those who are on the move are in different parts of Gaza. That is why relative lull in Gaza. Though this morning some air strikes were conducted and rockets were fired from Gaza towards Israeli cities like Tel Aviv, Ashdod. But these minutes there is a relative calm, 5-hour ceasefire, you can say, put in place. By the way, Hamas was not taken on board. Hamas was not consulted about this ceasefire. Palestinian Authority of Mehmood Abbas also says that it does not know what the ceasefire is when it was agreed. So the talks were mainly among Israel, Egypt and US. Hamas could be on board too, through Egypt maybe. Secondly, viewers, northern border, Israel-Lebanon border. Hezbollah has published a new video today. The video is from yesterday's attack from Lebanon on Israeli military, in which some Israeli soldiers were killed. Israel has confirmed the death of one of its military officers in yesterday's missile fire from Lebanon by Hezbollah fighters. He is a lieutenant officer of 7th Armored Brigade. His name is Amite Zivi Granot. Lieutenant, his vehicle was precisely hit through a missile, guided missile fired from Lebanese territory by Hezbollah fighters. And I have been updating you about the precision strikes by Hezbollah fighters on Israeli targets on Israel-Lebanon border. Yesterday, Hezbollah fighters precisely hit some CCTV cameras, motion detectors, radars and vehicles of Israeli military. That is why Israeli military has announced to establish a zone, 2-kilometer wide battle zone. All houses are being vacated, all towns, villages are being vacated. People have been told to leave their homes in the area 2-kilometer wide on Israel-Lebanon border. Maybe more as escalation is expected. That is why Israel wants to ensure that its civilians are safe. So civilians are being evacuated from the area which is 2-kilometer wide on Lebanon-Israel border. Hezbollah fighters are publishing videos, and whenever they publish videos and they are shown striking targets on Israeli territory, Israel-controlled territory, they can be heard chanting or mentioning the names of Islam's holy personalities. Like when they struck the Israeli military vehicle yesterday, they were heard chanting the name of the daughter of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Obviously, this war has a religious angle too. Religious angle, ethnic angle, political angle. Let's hope that the war, religious wars are deadlier, bloodier. Let's hope that the war does not turn into a deadly religious war. Though emotions high on both sides, hate high on both sides. While Israeli officers and soldiers are dying in attacks from Lebanon, Hezbollah fighters are dying too. I think 7 or 8 deaths of Hezbollah fighters confirmed so far. Yesterday, I showed pictures of the burial program of a Hezbollah fighter who was killed in the last few days. Some civilians were killed too in airstrikes from Israeli territory in Lebanon. Thirdly, viewers, Mehmood Abbas and Hamas, are they in disagreement? Mehmood Abbas is head of Palestinian Authority based in West Bank. Hamas is mainly based in Gaza. The two groups In the past, we have been seeing disputes between these two groups, two centers of power when it comes to Palestinian resistance, one based in West Bank, East Jerusalem, other in Gaza, Hamas led. US and foreign powers who support Israel, they're trying to convince Mehmood Abbas that Mehmood Abbas should not join the war, that West Bank should not join in. We saw that Antony Blinken visited West Bank. He met with Mehmood Abbas. And after that, last night, Joe Biden, US President, contacted Mehmood Abbas. Phone call between Mehmood Abbas and Joe Biden is being confirmed. And now it is being reported that Mehmood Abbas distanced himself from the attacks carried out on civilians in his talk with Joe Biden. And he said that, Mehmood Abbas said that he rejected killings of civilians by both sides, and that actions of Hamas don't represent Palestinians. That is what Mehmood Abbas said in his conversation with Joe Biden. So it means that US wants to ensure, US is wooing Mehmood Abbas so that Mehmood Abbas, Palestinian Authority, does not join the war in support of Hamas fighters. Hamas, since the start of this new conflict, has been issuing statements asking the people of West Bank, East Jerusalem to join. So far, we have not seen large-scale fighting between Israeli military and West Bank-based Palestinian fighters. There were some clashes, some arrests made by Israeli forces to some confrontation between settlers and others, but no large-scale fighting, no airstrikes as well on West Bank, no rockets fired from West Bank too. So West Bank has not joined, East Jerusalem has not joined Gaza in the war so far. Obviously, Biden promised something to Mehmood Abbas. What did he promise? We'll see in coming days. So maybe it's a good cop, bad cop strategy. Hamas, bad cop, Mehmood Abbas, good cop. It could be a deliberate Palestinian strategy that Hamas will fight, Mehmood Abbas will negotiate. But let's see. We'll see, are the two sides united? We'll see in coming days. Thank you for watching.